our school zone. Plans are underway to turn the former American Legion building in Kewanee into a new educational hub for students with disabilities and significant needs. Right now, around 24 special needs students throughout Illinois' Henry and Stark counties have to travel to either Peoria or the Quad Cities for their education. But if all goes according to plan, they'll all be under the same roof in Kewanee by this time next year. So joining us now to break this down, why it's so important, is Casey Miller, Executive Director of the Henry Stark Special Education District. Casey, thank you so much for being here with us today. Can you start off with how long these plans have been in the works to build up this facility?
We've known there's been a need for it for a very long time. I'd say for at least the last 2 or 3 years, we've been trying to find somewhere in Kewanee or in one of our communities where we can have our students come back and be educated. And the lack of buildings was a really big hindrance. And also the funding model just wasn't there. Recently, Illinois has changed the funding model for private and public facilities. So now it makes more sense for us to build our own program and keep those children, in our community, as opposed to having some of them bust 90 minutes to or an hour away every single day. And so, you're talking an hour and a half there, hour and a half back. You're spending almost as much time on the bus as you are in class. So being able to do this and bring all those kids back to our home community has just been it's an awesome journey that we're on, and it's the very beginning of it. We're very excited for the end.
We're not talking about a ton of students here, but you kind of laid out why it's so important. I mean, these kids are spending almost as much time on the road as they are in class. So we also need to talk about the money aspect of this. How much money would it save to have these students in this new building in Kewanee?
Well, right now, between our 8 districts, we spend roughly $1.5 million to send students to these private facilities. So, and it's not because the students have done anything wrong. It's just their needs are higher than what we can meet in our gen ed buildings. So places like, ones in the Quad Cities and in Galesburg and in Peoria, they're specialized to work with those students. They do a fantastic job. But when you look at it's, $1.5 million in tuition that we pay them, along with about $500,000 in transportation costs to bus those students there. By bringing them back to us, we can really just about cut that tuition in half, and the transportation budget, for Kewanee alone, it's going to just about wipe it out entirely. Instead of having to go about 85 miles every day round trip, now we're talking about them going, 2 miles through town. And also that cuts the kids' bus ride down from an hour to about, 3 to 15 minutes, depending on when they get picked up on the route. So it's really a true cost-saving metrics for our districts, as well as being able to provide just a cutting-edge technology building for all of our students.
Well, you were kind enough to send over some renderings of what the new building is going to look like. As we show those, tell me what the timeline is going to be. When do you anticipate construction could start? And when it's all done, what is this new facility going to offer?
So right now, our architects are still finishing up the renderings and the designs and the schematics. So we're hoping to have those out for the bidding process to start in October, with hopes of groundbreaking in mid to late November, with the ultimate goal of it opening August of 2026. So it's a lofty goal, but we have a great architect company in Dewberry, and we're just really excited to get them out there. So I'd love to be able to get the pictures out there for people to know that, if you own a construction company, those bid packs will be going out here in the next month or two. So we're excited to get that going and just really get everything started.
And really quickly, what are you going to offer to students at this new building?
So this building will be unique in the fact that it'll have very small class sizes, teacher and 2 pairs per room, probably no more than 5 or 6 kids per class. We'll have occupational therapy on site, social worker speech on site at all times. So these students are really going to be able to get daily therapies as opposed to maybe once a week or twice a week. We're going to have all of those on staff. So we're looking at hiring an additional probably 40 to 50 people for this. So not only is it going to be great for the kids, but it's good for our communities as well, because that's more jobs we're being able to put right back into our communities right now.
That's awesome. Like you said, it's a lofty timeline, but we're excited to see this come together in time for next school year. Casey, thank you so much for your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
For you guys at home, you can find this story and any of our back to school coverage